Hi everyone, good morning. It's so good to be with you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Lisa Espinosa, and if you haven't connected with me before, I am a spiritual career coach with a background in energy healing. So if you want to read more about what I do, go to my website, lisaespinosa.net, lisaespinosa.net. But I want to get started with the teaching today. So today, I'm so excited. I'm going to talk about two really important things, commitment and courage. And I've talked about this before, but it's one of those things you just need to talk about and remind yourself of all the time because it keeps coming back. So what I mean about by commitment, if you're here, if you're watching, and I see you, Jill, and I see you, Mikasia, then I trust and I know that you have committed to your soul in some way already, and in many ways already. You've committed to your soul. You feel this calling to evolve your career, and you have said, yes, I'm going to follow that. And what I want to remind you, and I have to remind myself of this all the time, is that we don't commit just once. That it really is almost a daily thing, and sometimes even moment by moment, of saying yes to your soul, of saying, yes, I am committed. Yes, I am, I'm saying yes to you. In my book, it says the first practice, what I call the commitment practice. And the way that you're really going to be committed is for you to understand and remind yourself of what is at stake, right? So what I mean by that is, if you don't commit to your soul's guidance, to share your gifts in the most authentic, boldest, most courageous way, what will happen if you don't do that? So really, it's so important to think about that. And you know, one of the exercises I have my client, when I have potential clients, when they're meeting with me for the first time, to decide, you know, for both of us to decide if this is a good partnership. One of the things I ask them is that, what is at stake for you? If you don't commit to your soul's guidance, if you don't say, yes, I am committed, yes, I want to share my gifts in the most authentic, most courageous way that I'm meant to in this lifetime, because I know that that's what's going to bring me the most fulfillment. If you don't do that, what's going to happen? And I really want to ask you who are watching, and hi Lorenza, and whether you're watching live or you're watching in the recording, to ask yourself that question: what is at stake for me? And actually imagine yourself dying. And I know that can sound morbid, but it's not meant to be morbid, right? We're all going to die, so that's normal. But if you imagine, you know, you at your deathbed, and really imagine and visualize that you played it safe, that you let fears stop you from really sharing your soul's medicine, right? And I've talked about soul's medicine before, like those gifts that you are meant to share that nobody else can share like you share. How would that feel? And I know for me, you know, I imagine myself really old. I mean, who knows how old I'll be when I die, but let's say really old. And I imagine not writing my first book, right? Not finishing it. I imagine not finishing the second book that I'm working on. I imagine just playing it really safe and not sharing and developing my intuitive gifts when I work with my clients, because I'm too scared, because I don't want to be rejected or feel abandoned or feel humiliated or the money worries. When I really think about that would be what I would be thinking at that moment. Like, gosh, I didn't share my gifts. It's just unbearable. It's like, I don't want that. Like, that is so, for me, feels worse than the physical death. Feels like that is just not negotiable. And not only for me, when I really imagine that, and I, you know, not to keep bringing up my book, but I share this in my book because I think it's so important to share this exercise, that when I picture that, I realize too that it's not only me missing out, it's the world missing out on my gifts, it's my kids missing out. And not that my kids have to read my books or be my clients by any means, but me holding back from sharing my gifts also affects the people in my life, my loved ones. Like, I'm setting up some sort of pattern and blueprint for them that they should also play it safe and not do that. So when I am really clear on that, then I have the commitment that it takes. So for you, I want you to do this, and you have to do this more than once, because for what happens when you say yes to your soul, and I've said this many times before, it always asks for more. You say yes, you take those steps, and then there's the next level to go to. So you've got to keep reminding yourself, wait a minute, what is at stake for me? What will it be in my deathbed if I don't commit to my soul? Because you're going to need that. And so all of you who've never done that practice, that exercise, I really want you to take time to be in that space and let yourself feel those feelings. And if you decide, you know what, that's not that bad. Like I'm not, this isn't what I'm going to commit to. That's okay. So there's no judgment if you realize I'm really not committed to following my soul's guidance and sharing my gifts. That's not the thing for me. Then that's totally fine. And then find what your thing is. Because what I want to say is, it is way more powerful to realize this is not what I'm being called to do, to commit to sharing my gifts in the most authentic way. And know that because I'm not committed, that's why it's not happening. Than to say, I am so committed. Oh my gosh, yes, I'm saying yes to my soul, but why am I stuck? Well, possibly because you're really not committed, right? So it's really clear. So, and this is something that I talk again to potential clients, like it might sound good, like, oh yeah, I want to share my gifts in the most powerful, authentic way. But if that's not your thing, or it's not your thing right now, it's absolutely not only okay, but right for you to recognize that. Because then you can recognize, maybe my soul's calling me to something different. Or I'm really scared and I can't commit right now. So I need you, soul, to help me to take this first step. Okay? So that's the first part of this teaching today, is the commitment that it takes, us to really understand what is at stake. Write it down. Like I write it down. I look at it. I go through these like meditations in my head where I'm visualizing, oh my gosh, that would be really awful. Because, hi Stephanie, because what happens is, as soon as you commit, as soon as you say, yes, I'm committed to my soul, fear and panic and overwhelm show up. It's just what happens. It's normal. So you commit, and then, right, our parts get triggered. And especially, those of us who are highly sensitive, our emotions run so deep. And so when we get scared, we can get really scared. We can get really panicked. And so I want you to know that you commit, and then the normal next thing is that fears come up. So it's important to recognize this, because I don't want you to think that because you're scared, it means you're not ready, or it means you're not supposed to do this, right? So this is the point where a lot of people quit. So this is the point. So if they commit, you say, yes, I'm going to do this. Then you're doing your daily connections with your soul, and you're guided to take steps, right? And they might be little or big steps. It's really not fair to judge them as little or big steps, because they can all add fear. So it might be what feels like a big step to hire a coach, right? Or to write your book, or to go do a talk, or to integrate some spiritual modality into work that you already do. So you might hear like, okay, that's what my soul is guiding me to do. And then all this fear comes up, overwhelm, panic. I mean, that is all really, really normal. And again, this is where a lot of people quit, because it's like we go to those natural, well, I need more preparation, or this isn't the right time. And it's like, for you to know, no, this is exactly what happens, right? You commit, your soul gives you a little step to take. And I want to say a little bit about this. Your soul will only give you the next step you're ready for. So I want you to understand that. Like, your soul will not guide you to take a step you're not ready for. But it doesn't mean you won't be scared, right? So again, we've got commitment. You say yes, right? Then your soul gives you a step to take, right? And most of the time it'll terrify you. Like, even if it's something really simple, like go to a yoga class or make this phone call, because it's stretching you, right? And then when you're really, really scared, you still do it. This is the thing. You're building that muscle. And then, so this is where this other quality comes in, is courage. So this is so you commit and you have courage. And courage, it took me years. In fact, it wasn't until probably 2 years ago or something that I recognized how courageous I was. Because I always envisioned courage different. And yes, actually yesterday I was hearing one of my teachers, Brooke Castillo, and she said, courage doesn't feel good. And I was like, oh my gosh, I knew that. And I've been sort of saying it in different words, but to recognize she's right. Courage does not feel good. And I always thought for the longest time that people who are courageous are not scared, or they're really tough, or they have really thick skin, or they don't care what other people say about them. And I'm the total opposite of that. I'm like super sensitive, and I feel what people are feeling. I have a lot of feelings myself. So for the longest time, I didn't recognize that I was courageous. And then when I understood, oh my gosh, courage is like you're scared and you still do it, I was able to look back and recognize I've had so much courage in my life. You know, the courage to leave an established career, right, as a teacher when everything seemed to be going so great. That took a lot of courage. I was terrified, so I didn't think of it as courage, but I was terrified and I did it anyway. You know, writing my first book. Oh my gosh, so many things came up. Who's gonna read it? It's not gonna matter. And then the opposite, oh my gosh, people are gonna read it, they're gonna judge me, all those things. And I still did it, right? Even something as simple as this Facebook Lives. When I was guided to do it, it was so scary because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna look weird, or what if I mess up? It's live, all these things. But I did it, and it took courage, and it still takes courage. So that's the thing I want you to know. Courage doesn't feel good, and you do it anyway. And then, so it's like commitment. You say yes because you recognize what is at stake, and you realize this is this important to me that I'm going to say yes, right? Then your soul will share some steps for you to take. Your soul's always talking to you, so we'll share a step that you are ready for, even if you don't think you're ready. It'll show you the step. Then a bunch of fear will come up, especially for those of you who are highly sensitive, and that's who I work with, right? Super highly sensitive women and men who are guided to my work. So we feel a lot. So I really feel that if you're highly sensitive, I really think it almost takes more courage because we feel so much. The depth of our feelings is so much. And this isn't even getting to past lives, and I'll talk about that in another Facebook Live. So then you have the courage, you do it anyway, and then the beauty, what happens after that is the confidence, the flow, the expansion of your soul medicine, right? It's like when you have the courage to do it, and you might have to do that same step over and over and over until you feel that confidence, that flow. But every moment that you show courage and taking those steps that scare you expands your soul medicine. Like that's what your soul medicine is. That's why I say all the time, you know, when my priestess teacher said, what has your life trained you to be? When you look at all the painful things that you've gone through and you said yes, and you've had courage and you've moved forward, that's part of your soul's medicine. So much more powerful than the official training you take. Yes, we need those too. Those are important. But this committing, listening to what the step is that your soul is guiding you to take, being super, super scared. And I want to say something about when you're super, super scared, when you have that, get support around that. You're not meant to do it alone, whether you hire someone, you know, whether you work with someone professionally or you have friends, you have a tribe, whatever it is, you're not meant to be in that alone, you know, that scared place alone. But then the truth is you're going to take the step, right? It's you who takes the step, and that's the courage. And then it leads to flow, and then it leads to confidence, and then your soul medicine expands. So that's it's commitment, the fear, and it's courage, and then your soul medicine expands. You have that confidence. The problem is many people wait and think they have to feel confident first. It's like, well, I have to feel ready, then I can do this, then I can leave my job, or then I can go do that talk, or then I can talk up to people about Reiki, or then I can, come out of the spiritual closet. But the truth is, you're not going to have the confidence until you have the commitment to your soul's guidance, until you go through the fear and you have the courage. Then the confidence comes. And I'm reading what Stephanie says. The words we choose are so important. Fearlessness is often held up as the goal. No, it's courage. Absolutely. It's so not fearlessness, really, because if we didn't have fear, then it wouldn't even be courage. We just do it, right? So wherever you are at, and when we do our inner journey, when I lead your inner journey right now, to ask that question, and you might be very clear on already where you are in this, kind of little process. Are you in the commitment step right now? And again, remember, we commit over and over. I've said yes to my soul hundreds of times, and yet again, my soul leads me even higher. So there's more like, okay, am I really committed? Yes, I'm really committed. I'm going to do this, right? So where are you right now? Are you in the commitment place? Are you in the midst of the fear? Are you in the process of taking a step that takes so much courage? So all of this stuff is coming up. And if you are, oh my gosh, like sending you so much love, so much celebration, because you are expanding your soul's medicine and you're adding that possibility for everybody you're going to work with and you're going to support, and for the world. And then you have the courage, you do it, and then it's like confidence, flow starts to happen, expansion of your soul's medicine. And all of you are on a spiritually accelerated path. So this little journey is going to happen over and over and over. I feel like in the past, it used to be like a year of committing to this one thing. And now I feel like it's like monthly, weekly, because we're moving. Yes, and Jill, yes, you're about to get interviewed on TV. Of course, that's bringing a bunch of stuff up. It's supposed to. So, yay that you're here, and yay that you're going to do that. That's so exciting. So we are going to start our journey. Okay, so wherever you are, and I know some of you might not be in a place where you can close your eyes and kind of go inward. Remember, this gets recorded, so you can listen to it again. And in fact, even if you're in a good space right now, listen to it again, like forward the teaching part if you don't need that, and go to the journey, because every time you do it, you get more guidance from your soul. All right, so if you can, go ahead and close your eyes and start to take some nice cleansing breaths. Really use your breath to come to the moment, to this moment, the now. And use your breath to connect with your body. Using your breath to bring your awareness to your hips and your pelvis, to bring your awareness to your thighs, your knees, your ankles, your feet. And see those beautiful roots of light going down your legs and out the bottoms of your feet, deep into the earth. Really feel Mother Earth supporting you. Feel the energy of spring that is on its way. That energy of creativity and fertility and abundance. And breathe that energy in through the bottoms of your feet, going up your legs, up your torso, all the way to the crown of your head. Feeling so held and supported by Mother Earth. And then bringing your awareness to your beautiful heart right at the center of your chest. Bring the palms of your hands to your heart. And if you haven't done this before, if you haven't seen me, then yes, bringing your hands to your heart center here. Closing your eyes. Breathing into your beautiful heart space. Knowing this is the entryway to your soul. And as you breathe into your beautiful heart, I want you to imagine that beautiful golden path in front of you. that golden path that represents the rest of 2019. This is the golden path that represents your highest path, that represents the path that will bring you the most joy, the most fulfillment, the most abundance, and the most service to the earth, the most support and help to others. So see that beautiful golden path in front of you. And as you're standing there looking at it, envision that your soul is standing there with you, holding your hand. And imagine that your soul perhaps looks just like you in this moment. Maybe more radiant, there's like a magical quality to it. But she's right here holding your hand, looking at this golden path. That as you look at the golden path, you notice suddenly that there are all these other paths. There are some paths to the left, some paths to the right, and they're all kind of shimmery. They all have some things that seem kind of interesting. And some parts of you actually want to explore these other paths. But as you're standing here holding your soul's hand, your soul lets you know that it's not like the other paths are bad. You will learn lessons for sure. You will still be able to share your gifts. But this golden path in front of you, that is the highest path. That is your path. That is the path that will bring you the most joy, the most fulfillment, the most abundance, that will help the most people. And she is telling you, you have a choice. You can choose any of those other paths. Because this golden path also will require the most courage. It will stretch you the most, expand you the most. It will require the most courage. So your soul reminds you that every day you get to recommit to being on this path. So in this moment, check with your heart and ask yourself, just ask yourself, am I ready to commit to this golden path? Can I say yes today, this week, this month, this year? And as you are asking yourself this question, your soul so unconditionally loving, you know that your soul will love you no matter what path you choose, and that your soul will be with you in each path. And your soul reminds you that if you choose the golden path, that will require the most courage, that she will always be with you as well through all the fears, all the stretching. So take a moment and see if you can say yes. If you can say yes to your soul, that yes, you are going to commit to this golden path. And if you feel that it's a yes, hold your soul's hand and step on this golden path. Be on this path. And as you're standing on this path, you suddenly notice all of your spiritual teachers, your angels, your guides, the earth, humanity is clapping for you. Yes, they say yes. She said yes. So stand there on your path. And if you're not ready, that is okay. If you're not ready, just tell your soul, I'm not ready yet. And she will help you to be ready if you want to be ready. So if you're like, I'm not ready, but I so want to be ready, tell her that. I'm not ready yet, but I want to be. Those of you who are ready, stepping on this path, holding the hand of your beautiful soul, feeling how the earth is so happy and joyous that you have said yes. Now you ask your soul this question: where am I being guided to show courage right now? Where in my career, where in this journey to share my gifts, am I being guided to show courage? Again, where in my career am I being guided to show courage? Just breathe in the answer. Your soul always answers. Even if in this moment you don't have clarity, know that it's coming. And where in my career am I being guided to show courage? And then asking, is there something I need to release so that I can have the courage to take this step? Is there something that I need to release so that I can step into this courage? Again, is there anything I need to release? And then, is there anything you want me to embrace? Is there anything you want me to embrace as I take this step with courage? Is there anything you want me to embrace? And just receive all of this guidance in your heart. Breathe it in. See your golden path in front of you. See how the earth rejoices that you said yes. And now your soul in front of you, bring the palms of your hands together in front of your heart. And bow to your soul, and notice that your soul bows to you with so much honor and love and respect. And we bow to each other, everyone here watching the Facebook Live, everyone who will watch the recording, with deep honor as we end this journey with a namaste. Namaste. And take some nice cleansing breaths. Stretch your body. Hello, George. Hi, Lisa. Stretch your body. Maybe shake your arms a little bit. I'm going to burn a little Palo Santo right now just to close that space. And as I said, and you've heard me if you've seen the Facebook Lives before, when you ask your soul questions, your soul always answers. It's just like a law, like your soul always answers, but you might not become aware of the answer right away. So pay attention today. Today, the next few days, the answers are going to come, right? All right. So a couple of things. Well, I want to pull 2 cards for you, but just a couple of reminders. One, hello, Maria. If you feel guided to, there's a lot of smoke. Okay, we're burning a lot of stuff off. If you're guided to talk to me, have a private session with me to talk about how I can be your mentor as you connect with your soul to evolve your career, whether it's an existing career or a new career that you're starting on, I would love to talk to you. Go to my website. Go to the Start Here tab, and there will be like a really simple application that you can fill out, and it's a free session, 45 minutes to an hour. I would love to talk to you. And of course, if you have any questions, you can always message me directly. All right, so, oh, and a couple of other things as I shuffle. One, the Soul Flow for the Healer class is March 31st. I would love to see you if you're in Chicago. Go to Lighthouse Yoga in Beverly, search it, and you can you can register for that class. And I have notes down here because I always forget this part. And my book talk is April 2nd at the center. This is talk about, okay, this is freaking me out, just so you know. This is requiring a lot of courage to talk about my second book for the first time, like really kind of start that process. So I would love to see you at the center if you can come. It's gonna be a delicious lunch, again, in Palos Park in Illinois. And then I'm gonna talk about it. And then I have a retreat coming up May 3rd. So put it in your calendar. I would love to see you for the spring retreat. More details will be coming. All right, so the first deck that I'm gonna use Sacred Traveler Denise Linn, and I'm going to shuffle these cards, and my question is just, what is the message for all of you, right? The universe is very efficient, so even though I'm going to pull one card, this is going to be a card that is meant for everyone watching live, watching the recording. So let's see. All right, here we go. Beautiful. Miracles. Expect the wondrous to emerge. And look at that. He's got that genie. All right, my dears, expect miracles. Be miracle-minded. All right, so lots of miracles coming your way. And I would say this is what happens, right? When you say yes to your soul, you commit, you go through the fear, you have the courage, and then the miracles are there, right? And actually the miracles are there throughout, but there you go, my dear. So miracles, and let's pick a goddess card. Which goddess is helping you this week? Keep getting the solace, bodies of water. Spend time near water such as a lake, river, or the ocean to recharge your batteries. All right, my dears. Water, water, water. Go by the water. You know, release. Your soul will speak to you there, even if it's the shower. Like if you can't go to a body of water, you know, the shower, or just visualize, do an inner journey where you're connecting with the water. All right, miracles in water. And yes, I am one with miracle-mindedness. Absolutely. Be miracle ready. Marianne Williamson talks about that all the time. Be miracle ready. All right, my dears. So lovely to talk to all of you. I wish you such a wonderful week, and a week of so much saying yes to your soul, so much having the courage to go through the fear, and then like embracing the flow in your soul's medicine. All right. Yes, and drink more water too. Absolutely. All right. Bye, everyone. Talk to you soon.